How can a company, starting with just $5,000 in capital, transform into an attacking queen on the chessboard of global politics for a powerful country like China? In the shadowy corners of the global economy, a silent technological giant has emerged. Its ambition not just to dominate markets, but to challenge the very foundations of global power. How did one engineer, born into poverty, use his military expertise to lay the groundwork for a giant like Huawei? This is a story you need to hear. Huawei is not just a corporation. It's a symbol of a nation's ambition to rewrite the rules of the global game. Supported by China's policy of technological advancement and dominance, the company has quickly turned into a technological army, paving the way for its country to ascend to the top. Huawei is building a communication infrastructure that doesn't just connect, but controls. The 5G networks it develops promise to be the backbone of the future economy, while its advancements in artificial intelligence could become a decisive factor in geopolitical conflicts. But this meteoric rise has not gone unnoticed. On the other side, the West has responded with sanctions, accusations of espionage, and attempts to isolate Huawei from critical technologies.
The United Kingdom found there are 500 vulnerabilities in the current 4G generation of Huawei's equipment. Imagine with them that much more software in 5G, how many more vulnerabilities they might be able to take advantage of and could be compelled by the Chinese state to do so.
The company has lost partners, access to USA technologies, and now faces unprecedented pressure. This is a chess game where there's no room for error, and a single move could determine the fate not just of one company, but of the emerging new world order. This is the Cold War between East and West. Huawei was founded in 1987 in Shenzhen, China, by Ren Zhengfei. Born into a poor family, Ren completed his engineering degree and spent several years in the military, where he gained valuable knowledge in telecommunications. After his demobilization, he decided to leverage this expertise to establish Huawei. The company began its journey as a distributor of telephone switches manufactured in Hong Kong, lacking any in-house technological innovations at the time. Initially, Huawei's strategy aligned closely with the needs of China's economy. At that time, China was undergoing rapid industrialization and modernization, but its technological infrastructure, particularly in rural areas, was significantly underdeveloped. The Chinese government prioritized expanding telecommunications networks in these underdeveloped regions, creating a massive market opportunity. Ren Zhengfei recognized that Western companies like Alcatel, Ericsson, and Nokia were focused primarily on major cities and industrial hubs in China. With this niche largely underserved, Huawei concentrated its efforts on providing affordable yet effective telecommunications equipment to rural areas. But the turning point for Huawei was its decision to start developing its own products. Huawei's first major breakthrough came in 1993 with the creation of a digital telephone switch called the C&C08. That year, the company reported annual revenue of approximately $1.5 million. This marked Huawei's first product that combined innovation with competitive pricing, successfully attracting numerous customers within China. The success of this product provided Huawei with financial stability and the ability to invest in research and development, an area in which the company would continue to excel. With support from the Chinese government, Huawei managed to build a robust research and development (R&D) infrastructure. By the mid-2000s, the company had around 24,000 employees, generated over $1 billion annually, and reinvested more than 10% of its yearly revenue into R&D. Huawei entered international markets in the 1990s as China's economy began opening up to the world. The company's initial efforts focused on developing countries where telecommunications infrastructure was underdeveloped and demand for cost-effective solutions was high. Africa, South Asia, and the Middle East became key markets, offering minimal competition from established players like Nokia, Ericsson, and Alcatel. In 1997, Huawei officially ventured into the international market, starting with providing equipment to countries such as Russia and India. The company gained trust due to its flexibility. It adapted its products to local needs, offering tailored solutions for each market. Additionally, its low prices and on-site support gave Huawei a competitive edge. One of Huawei's first major international projects involved building telecommunications infrastructure in Kenya and other African nations. This positioned the company as a reliable partner for governments and operators in developing markets. By 2005, Huawei had clients in over 50 countries. That same year, Huawei signed a contract with British Telecom to supply network equipment, its first significant breakthrough in a developed market. This milestone marked the beginning of Huawei's successful positioning in Europe, which soon became one of the company's largest markets. As Huawei grows stronger and becomes a technological leader, its role extends far beyond that of a mere corporation. The Chinese government's initiative, One Belt, One Road, often referred to as the New Silk Road, symbolizes China's ambitions to expand its economic and geopolitical influence. With trillions of dollars in investments, China is building infrastructure projects across the globe: ports, railways, highways, and telecommunications networks. Huawei is one of the key participants in this initiative. While Chinese corporations build roads and ports, Huawei creates the digital infrastructure that connects these regions. As China expands its influence through infrastructure and technology, its strategic alliances with other countries also play a crucial role. One of China's most significant partners is Russia, a country that shares a common vision for a multipolar world order. Additionally, the BRICS initiative serves as an economic and political counterpoint to Western institutions such as NATO and the International Monetary Fund. Through this alliance, these countries aim to reduce their dependence on the dollar and Western financial systems, building alternative mechanisms for trade and development. BRICS unites over 40% of the world's population and about 25% of global GDP, giving it immense economic and political potential. The alliance boasts diverse natural resources, including valuable minerals and energy deposits in Russia and Brazil, technological innovations in China and India, as well as strategic locations in Asia and Africa. Together, these nations have the opportunity to create a powerful global economic bloc, capable of building alternatives to Western financial systems and altering geopolitical balances in their favor. But the West did not remain passive in the face of Huawei's rise and China's growing influence. One of the primary tactics for counteraction has been accusations against Huawei of incorporating backdoors into its equipment, allowing potential espionage for the Chinese government. In response to these concerns, the United States imposed severe sanctions on the company, limiting its access to critical technologies, American processors, chips, and software like the Android operating system. These actions not only affected Huawei's ability to develop its smartphones, but also cast doubt on its involvement in building 5G networks in various countries. However, the accusations are not supported by concrete evidence. In response, Huawei stated that it has not violated any laws and does not collaborate with the Chinese government for espionage purposes.
I can tell you that we have always opposed the US overstretching the concept of national security and suppressing Chinese companies. Such discriminatory and unfair practices against Chinese companies undermine the principles of free trade and international economic and trade rules.
The company even opened its code for review by independent experts in security centers located in Europe and other regions as a demonstration of transparency. Despite this, critics often point to China's 2017 national security law, which requires companies to assist the government upon request further fueling doubts in the West. One of the biggest scandals shaking East-West relations was the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, the CFO of Huawei and daughter of founder Ren Zhengfei. In December 2018, she was detained in Canada at the request of the US, which accused her of fraud and violating American sanctions on Iran. Meng is accused of misleading financial institutions regarding Huawei's ties to Skycom, a company used to supply equipment to Iran. The arrest of Meng led to serious diplomatic tensions between China, Canada, and the United States. China responded by arresting two Canadian citizens, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor, who were accused of espionage. While Meng was under house arrest in Canada, the two Canadians were detained under prison conditions in China. This sparked international criticism of Beijing for its hostage diplomacy. In September 2021, after lengthy negotiations, Meng reached an agreement with the United States, admitting that she had misled financial institutions about Huawei's ties to Skycom. In exchange, she was released and returned to China, while Canada succeeded in securing the release of its two citizens. However, the West did not stop there. The US launched a global campaign to exclude Huawei from national 5G networks as part of the Clean Network Initiative. This coalition included several allies, such as the United Kingdom, Australia, and Japan. Huawei was portrayed as a threat to national security, further escalating tensions between East and West. I'm curious about your opinion. Was Meng Wanzhou's arrest a measure of protection or a tool of pressure? And who will dominate in the future, the East or the West? The world today is divided as never before. The East and the West stand face to face in a battle for supremacy that goes beyond economics and technology. This is a clash of ideologies, visions for the future, and ambitions that leave no room for compromise. Will the world be united in the pursuit of progress, or will it be consumed by conflicts fueled by fear and distrust? The answer to this question will shape not only our present, but also the future of generations to come. So which fact blew your mind? Comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to follow for more cool facts. And if you're in the mood for more, click on the videos popping up right now. Until next time.